My eyes blinked open. I did not know this place. Sunlight came through leaves, big, strange leaves. I sat up very fast. My heart beat quickly. This was not my bedroom. Where were my familiar walls? The air felt warm and wet. It smelled of damp earth and unknown flowers. I looked down at my hands. They seemed real enough. I touched the ground. It was covered in soft moss and small, unfamiliar plants. No concrete, no carpets, just the wild, living earth. A bird with bright feathers flew past. It made a shrill, piercing cry, a sound I'd never heard before. Panic started to bubble inside me. This was not a dream. The feeling was too real. The smells were too strong. I stood up on shaky legs. Giant ferns towered over me. They were taller than houses. Their leaves were like green fans. Everything was a vibrant, deep green, a world of endless living plants. A deep rumble echoed in the distance. It was not thunder. It was a sound that shook the ground, a sound that felt old and powerful. Fear, cold and sharp, ran through me. What made a noise like that? I was alone, completely and utterly alone, in a place I did not understand, a place that felt incredibly dangerous. I started to walk carefully. The plants were everywhere. Huge trees reached for the sky. Their bark was rough and strange. Vines as thick as my arm hung down. They looked like giant green snakes. The ground was uneven, covered in roots and fallen leaves. I had to watch every step. It was a dense, green jungle. The sky above was a clear, bright blue. White clouds drifted slowly. They looked soft and peaceful, but the peace felt deceptive. The sun was hot on my skin. It was much stronger than I was used to. Sweat started to run down my face. The air was thick with humidity. Breathing felt a little heavy, like walking through warm water. Strange insects buzzed around me. Some were as big as my hand. Dragonflies with shimmering wings. Beetles with shiny, hard shells. They made loud, constant noises, a chorus of clicks and whirs. The sounds were new and unsettling. I saw a lizard scurry up a tree. It was a brilliant green color. It watched me with unblinking eyes. This world felt ancient, untouched by human hands. No roads, no buildings, no signs. Only nature in its wildest form. The beauty was breathtaking, but it was a scary kind of beauty. Every shadow could hide something. Every rustle in the leaves made me jump. This was a place of pure wilderness, a time before our time began. Suddenly the ground began to tremble, not just a little shake, it was a deep, rhythmic thudding, thump, 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 getting closer and closer. I quickly hid behind a giant fern. My heart pounded in my chest. What enormous creature was coming? I peeked through the leaves. My eyes widened in disbelief. A long, long neck rose above the trees, higher than any giraffe. Then a massive body followed. It was a brachiosaurus. Its skin was like wrinkled leather. A gentle giant, slowly moving. It munched on leaves from the tallest branches. It seemed calm and peaceful, but its sheer size was terrifying. One step from it could crush me. Later, as I crept through the undergrowth, I saw smaller dinosaurs. A group of Compsognathus darted past. They were about the size of chickens. Quick and agile, they moved in a pack. They pecked at the ground for insects, or perhaps small lizards. Their sharp little teeth glinted. They seemed curious, but also wary. They noticed me and scattered quickly. Then I heard a loud snorting sound. Through a clearing, I saw a triceratops. It had 3 large horns on its head and a big, bony frill around its neck. It looked like a giant armored tank. It was grazing on low-lying plants. Its powerful jaws tore at the leaves. It seemed strong and very well protected. It looked at me for a moment. Then it went back to its meal. Finding food was a constant challenge. I saw colorful berries on bushes, but were they safe to eat? Some plants might be poisonous. I had to learn by watching animals. If they ate something, maybe I could too, but even then it was a risk. My stomach rumbled with hunger. Water was easier to find. Small streams trickled through the forest. The biggest danger was always present, the thought of the great hunters, a Tyrannosaurus rex. I heard its terrifying roar sometimes, echoing through the trees. Each roar sent shivers down my spine. I knew I had to stay hidden, avoid open spaces, listen for any sign of its approach. Its massive footsteps meant doom. Even the water held unseen threats. Were there prehistoric crocodiles or other creatures lurking beneath that surface? Every drink was taken with caution. I learned to be alert all the time. My senses became sharper. I noticed every sound, every movement. Survival was a minute-by-minute struggle. There was no rest, no real safety, only the constant need to be aware. As night began to fall, new sounds emerged. The air grew cooler, stars appeared in the dark sky. They looked brighter here, clearer. Living in this lost world was terrifying, but there was also a strange wonder. To see these magnificent creatures, to walk in a time so ancient, it was an experience beyond imagination, a terrifying, beautiful, unbelievable reality.